New science standards require teachers to integrate practices, like using mathematics, into their science instruction so that students can achieve deeper understandings. This imposes new challenges for teaching and assessing students' competencies. In Phase 1, we created Inq-ITS online labs for high school physics that can assess how students use mathematics during inquiry. Students are assessed in real time based on how they conduct inquiry, not multiple choice or fill-in-the-blank items. We also created the Inq-Blotter dashboard to alert teachers immediately when students struggle. Each Inq-ITS lab has a standards-aligned goal that students investigate. Students form questions using mathematical relationships, collect data with a simulation, graph their data, build best fit lines to summarize their data, and as students work, their processes are automatically scored. For example, students' graphs are scored as to whether they chose appropriate axes, plot controlled data trials, and if sufficient data were graphed to reveal a mathematical trend. With these assessments, Inq-Blotter notifies teachers when and exactly how students struggle. Imagine a student is struggling to construct a best fit curve. Inq-Blotter immediately alerts his teacher that he is struggling to create the curve because he doesn't understand the shape the data make. Knowing this, the teacher can review the student's past performance and provide the precise feedback he needs. Then she can move on to the next student in need. Inq-Blotter also alerts her if the whole class is struggling, so she can provide targeted instruction. In Phase 1, we developed 4 prototype physical science labs around one science topic, in which students apply mathematics as part of their inquiry. Developed algorithms for auto-scoring 2 critical aspects of using mathematics, namely making graphs and mathematical models. Extended Inq-Blotter to provide alerts for teachers when students struggle at these competencies. Pilot tested the system with 5 teachers and 198 students to determine usability and initial feasibility. In our pilot test, teachers reported that the Inq-ITS activities represented authentic opportunities for students to apply mathematics and science. They said that the real-time data from Inq-Blotter enabled them to help more students more quickly. Students were receptive to receiving teachers' proactive help. They found the help useful and acknowledged its importance to their learning.
They got to use the data and they saw how the data relates to those relationships. They could put multiple of those relationships up there and see if it fit to the data or not.
I actually did like the graphing portion of it so that they weren't just looking at a data table of numbers and looking at a pattern, but then they could see the actual pattern on the graph that they made.
A lot of my students will struggle asking for help. So when I get the alerts that they're struggling with the analysis or on any other part of it, it's a lot easier. I can walk directly to that student, and then they're more likely to actually kind of tell me what's going on if they're struggling or not.
In Phase 2, we will add the capacity to assess how students make predictions with the mathematical models they create, a feature requested by teachers that is important to mathematics use. Develop 20 new lab activities in 5 physics topics and extend our algorithms to auto-score them. Extend Inq-Blotter to work with the new activities and assessments. Integrate teacher onboarding materials. And conduct a randomized controlled study to see if Inq-Blotter enables teachers to help students more efficiently and if students improve at using mathematics during inquiry. Inq-ITS gives students authentic practice applying mathematics during inquiry, while Inq-Blotter gives teachers immediate data on students' difficulties with this practice so that every student can reach proficiency. Teachers get the tools they need to help their students gain access to upper-level STEM courses, STEM college majors, and tomorrow's STEM careers.